How much wood could a wood chop if a wood Joe could chop a shop? That's the question, guys. We're here again. So, basically today, guys, and we're just working on our cat, and well, our chain got a little dull. Now, this chain really does not look that bad, to be very honest, guys. It's the rakers on this one, to be honest. I really didn't even get into anything. Now, I got some other chains. Well, I don't think I'm going to do those right now. Because I'm trying to just get this cat and kind of work on some carvings. And I gotta get some more of these chains. I'll probably get some of these on order next week. So I don't have to do as many of these sharpenings. What are you guys using too? If you guys like, especially some of you guys, good guys, and some of you guys are carving all the time. How do you sharpen your chains? Like, what do you find is the best method? I know that one that does them all the way. I know that one's pretty good. I was trying to Dremel, but like I said, that one chain, I don't know what it was with that chain, but it was literally just killing all my Dremel bits, so it wasn't really working that well. But I did say the very next chain, luckily for me, maybe not you, it is a small little 12-inch chain. So that's why I was like, you know what, we're doing this video because, yeah, I'd rather do it on this chain than the other chain. Now we'll probably do another video on that chain too. We're gonna probably keep doing these videos because we love doing videos, but at the same time, I kind of want to do this one with this kit because this is a kit that, I mean, a lot of you guys are probably gonna get, right? Now, again, guys, if you know like good stuff that you guys use or good things that you guys like, let me know. Okay, so this is the kit I'm talking about, right? So this is the Power Care kit. I got it over at what's it called there? Walmart, you know, or Home Depot. I don't know. Maybe I probably got this at Home Depot, I think, actually. But you know, it's pretty much the only thing they had. Like, they don't really have much else. Now, I don't know. Maybe there's way better files. I don't know. Maybe if you guys know much, I don't know. Let me know. I've done a little bit of research way back in the day about some of this stuff, but at the same time, I did 20 cord on a farm. I bought this kit. This is what I use. This is how I did it. I was not very good at first. It took me definitely quite a few tries to get this good. But yeah, again, it just takes kind of doing it and just kind of. Now I did watch. For these videos, bucking Billy Ray. He is your guy when it comes, at least to this. At least that I know. Another good, some other guys that do some pretty good videos. I think they do some sharpening videos. Guilty of Treason. Their Arborist channel, very good channel if you guys are into the tree climbing, the Arborist stuff. We might get there, but right now we are not. We're just, you know, starting here. But yeah, they do very good. Like I said, Bucking Billy Ray, he is very awesome with hand files. But again, so basically you need to know, first off, what does your chain need as a file your manual is going to come with, if you have a standard one. If you don't, whenever you buy your chain, you borrow whatever, it will say what size of file it needs. I'm pretty sure this one would take a 530 seconds. Most common, yeah, okay. And until you start getting into like a little bit of the bigger, like my Neotech right there, that thing uses the bigger one. That one I believe uses my 730 seconds, or maybe that's 3/16. Either way, it uses the 3/16 to the 730 seconds because these are the two other files that we get. But for this song, we just need this. We're supposed to use this guide, but you know, I do not use that guide. We will use this again. This is the kind of the raker. The raker guide, I guess, is what you'd call it. I don't use it again. Usually, so this, see, like I said, this is pretty sharp already. The problem is these rakers, these little guys right here, right? These little guys right here. They are what allows how much wood this thing hits, right? The more it hits, the more aggressive, the more it's going to take out, the more it's going to cut, right? Like, okay, I can kind of explain it this way. Okay, I think the best way to explain it is with this plane, right? So this plane, right now, it is set up to take just a small amount, right? Now, there's two ways to adjust this. For here, I can actually adjust it and stick the blade out. That's awesome. But for a chainsaw, you can't really stick this blade out or this chisel out, because all these things, these are actually called a chisel, right? The chisel. I think this part right here is the chisel. This is the goalie. I don't know. You guys gotta look that up a little bit more. Again, I told you guys here to watch. They'll tell you all that stuff. I know it enough to get by and do a little bit of this, but I don't know exactly. So with a chainsaw, you're basically gonna remove this material around the cutter to make it so that the cutter grabs more. You get that? Hopefully you guys can understand it that way. But basically we want our cutters to grab a little bit more because when it starts throwing sawdust, it is very, unless it's like a super hardwood, you should not be getting like sawdust. Now again, also, well, it depends on what type of cut you're doing too, right? If you're going with the grain, then yeah, it's going to be a little bit more sawdust, or probably more sawdust than, you know, if you're going against the grain. If you do it against the grain and it's, or cross cut, sorry, if you're going cross cut, not against the grain, but across the grain, rather, this thing should just be, you know, and be throwing chips. If it's not, well then, we got problems. And a lot of times, like I said, if you didn't nick anything and you're looking pretty nice, like this one's looking pretty good, you know, then yeah, it's most likely just the rakers. Now, though, this guy's a little bang. He might got a little some. He got a little some. Because you gotta remember, we are going through bark, guys. You're just trying to naturally dull. You don't have to hit anything, right? But no, I can see this. There's a little bit. So we'll give it a little bit of work, and then we'll go through those rakers. You're gonna see how fast this actually takes. Again, this is a small, well, we love these little chains, you know, 12 little inch chain. I used to buy a lot of carvers like antiques, so you don't have to sharpen as big of a chain, to be very honest about it. I don't know if it's just because of this tip. Because, yeah, I was going to pick up the 16-inch ones. I'm like, why? So I think I'm going to get a bunch of these and maybe order another one of these bars, because unless I need it, I think this is going to be doing a lot more work than what it's been doing. And now again, obviously something like a big mini, you want something bigger, obviously, but I don't know. It's less a sharpen. I feel like that's good. I'm not a huge fan of sharpening saws, guys. I mean, I can do it. I know how to do it, but I don't love it. That's for sure. So if you guys didn't know that, whenever you're putting in I don't know, I guess a file handle or an axe handle, you don't ever do this. You always do this. You're banging on his butt. I actually don't know the reasons why. I'm guessing so you don't mess up the tool. That's what I always thought, but I don't know, and I don't know how it works. You'd have to, again, watch one of these smart guys. But if you didn't know that, that is how you're supposed to install these. You're supposed to hit down the handle like this. It's not just like a trick. It's like how you're, like an axe, you're literally supposed to do it this way. You're not supposed to like pound down this is how you're supposed to do it. Don't know the reason why, just know you're supposed to do it. Okay, so whenever you're doing this, very basic, just like we did the other video. Well, I don't know if we locked it last video, but we're definitely locking it in this video because this is a very loose chain. And then yeah, just like last time. Okay, let's go a little bit more forward. Now, I'm also doing a little bit more. I'm trying to go this way so that hopefully I can just kind of learn how to kind of cruise like this. I'm trying to get faster, right? That's all we ever try to do is get faster and get better. So if I can find methods to get quicker, I'm going to share those with you. So basically the same thing, right? And now I haven't done this in a while, guys. So give me a little bit of, I got to get a little bit used to this. I haven't done this in a bit. So yeah, so basically all you're doing now, I do pull all the way out. You don't have to. You can just kind of let it loose in there. And maybe I will. Nah, I think I like pulling it. Now all we're doing, guys, is I'm going in. I am putting some up pressure. So I'm putting some pressure up. I should probably tighten this chain. Okay, actually, no, I'm going to, guys. Because I can't get the proper... You can't lift up, and you do need to lift up a little bit as you're doing this because you want to be like getting right up in that groove and be, you know, getting that tooth in. So what we're gonna do is this. Sorry guys, I should Well, no, I'm not. I'm not. I take that one back, guys. Nope, we're not saying sorry for that one because this is part of it. This is part of the learning. Where is my scrunch? Ah, there you are, buddy. Oh, okay. But yeah, because yeah, like I said, you could do it that way, but again, if we tighten this chain up, we'll just have to loosen it afterwards. I was trying not to do that, but not a big deal. It takes 2 seconds, guys. Takes 2 seconds. Basically loosen this, tighten this. Which again, we're just loosening those, lefty-loosey, and then we're tightening this, which is clockwise until it snugs up. Doesn't have to be super tight. But actually, no, we're going to tighten it, actually. You know what, we're going to tighten it up a bit, actually. I forgot. I think Bucking Billy Ray says to tighten up pretty good. Again, you got to be able to move it, but... Ooh. Like I said, oh, that's right. I think they do. Yes, that's probably a tad bit too tight. Yeah, that should be good right there. Then we're going to lock it back down. Tighten this up. Alright, cool. So now, get back at it. Oh, this one's actually banged up a bit. So yeah, so all I'm doing is I'm coming in there. So this is the goalie I was talking about. So yeah, you want to get that, and you want to get this. And see right here's a little. I don't think it probably zooms in that good, but right here you can tell it's not a straight line, and you can tell what your straight line is back here because it's always imprinted on every single tooth. Now, as far as you take these teeth, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't take them much further than a 1/4 inch from that, but you can take a lot off these things and they'll still work. And they don't need to be perfectly even. I've seen guys prove that. Again, I mean, if you can get it even, awesome. But again, you don't want to grind your other teeth down to the bad ones. You know what I mean? That is not something you want to do. And yet, at the same time, you're not throwing away that chain just because you nick something. It'll run just fine. I've seen guys do it. It's not going to go all sideways on you. I'm not used to a little 12-inch chain. That's for sure. It's taking a little bit getting used to. Again, I'm giving it a little turn, and yeah. And yeah, I'm giving it a little bit of, like I'm pulling up, pushing back a little bit. That's why we're locked in. Just like I told you guys before, we're just trying to create that little burr. Once you've created that little burr, you're going to see it. And as long as you just keep going at that same angle, creating that little burr. And once it's a straight line, and you do want it to be a straight line, you want to be following yours. And yeah, we're just going to come over here. Now, if this goalie's not good, we're just going to kind of go in the goalie. But guys, that right there, that's a sharp tooth, right? Now we're going to try to do it this way. Oh shoot, I'm going to be right in the way if I do it that way. I'll try to do it left-handed. I've heard a lot of guys say this like, they do a 6 on every, I don't know. I don't think so, guys. You can see. And once you do it enough, again, you might have to do it a few times. I've done this a few times, trust me on that now. This isn't my first time by any stretch of the imagination. I haven't done it as many as a lot of people out there, don't get me wrong. I have never ran a chain saw professionally or anything. But at the same time, well, I've definitely sharpened quite a few chains. Definitely, I would say in the hundreds over the years. So, but again, it's also something you do kind of, you got to keep up with it. Because, like, when I hadn't done it for a while, I didn't forget, but you kind of, I don't know. Like I said, you don't forget, but. Actually, I need to do that one, I think. Or, yeah, I think I need to do this one. Again, guys, I mean, you can see the teeth. Like, you can see. Does it make that C? Is there a groove in here? Does it look sharp? I mean, do you have a little, how I'm peeling those off? Those little guys there? Does it have that? Like, it needs to have that. If it doesn't, it's not right. You're not there yet. Is it not straight? It's not there yet. But otherwise, you're just keeping a straight level, and you're just following that. And if you have to use a guide, like don't like trust me, nobody's gonna die using a guide either. I don't know. To me, it seems like it gets in the way of everything. I like being able to see kind of what I'm doing, I guess. Now there is a other still one which says the rakers at the same time as you do this. I have heard good things about it. I've used it myself a bit, but I did lose mine, so I don't use it anymore. One thing though I did not like about it, and I mean, like I said, it does work, but again, I don't know. There was times that you hit something, and well, this tooth is different than this tooth, so I don't know. I feel like they're definitely, yeah. I think this is better. Is that probably faster and just as good? Probably. Is doing it with the Dremel. Like I said, this chain would probably do with the Dremel, no problem. Because like my other chain seemed like it was working too. It's just that one big chain that didn't work that great. You know what I mean? But yeah, so we're just gonna come through here. Keep working on this guy. We forgot the mark, so we'll just have to. We'll see it though, guys. I mean, because usually what I'll try to do is I'll mark with a marker where I start, but at the same time, when the teeth start looking all sharp, like, I mean, you can kind of tell. It's not rocket science, guys. There's going to be teeth that look like that. I mean, yeah, you might do an extra tooth by accident or something, but I mean, okay. It'll be okay. I mean, like I said, following a straight line, doing a little twist, coming in here, getting around the groove, coming over here, and like I said, this is how it should be, just like this, guys. Going back to this one over here and just cruising. Yeah, what's meant for? I'm so bad at that. I'll try to do things instead of having to move something like in any direction I can. Like right there, I could easily just move this forward like I just did, make it easy on myself. But no, I love to fight it for some reason. I don't know why. Trying to get better at that, because that is another thing, guys. Like, make sure you're at a comfortable level, things like that. Make sure your thing. This is only a $30 vise. I don't. This is a Hyper Tough 3.5 inch. Don't get this one. Maybe get the Harbor Freight one. I'm not sure that's equivalent, but don't get this one. This one's garbage. But at the same time, it is working for this. So, like, you know what I could do is I may just I may end up just making this my chainsaw vise, to be honest, and getting something else. Oh, actually, you know what I'm thinking about doing? I don't remember who it was. I just saw it today on Facebook. Somebody was talking, I think on Chainsaw Carved on Facebook or something. They were talking about how they use spikes. Like, basically they screw in, I think, wood lag bolts like into a big log, and they basically take a grinder, cut the heads of them off after they've stuck them in, so they're only like sticking up a few inches, and they grind points on them, and then they just use they like stick their piece on it, and then they just make sure whenever they cut their piece, they cut up above those things, those spikes. And I was like, that's a pretty neat idea, actually. So I don't know, we might be trying to do that, because I definitely have some pretty good sized logs. And that might solve, because that's been a problem I've been kind of having, is anchoring my stuff. That's one of the first initial problems I've been having. Because, yeah, this chainsaw, for one, I mean, even with this little guy, it does take the work a little bit. Like, it grabs it, right? So that's the thing. Plus, you know, you're working with logs, which are not always, you know, perfectly round and sit perfectly flush and all that kind of stuff either. So you always got to consider that. And also, some of these pieces, they're like big, but they're not big, you know? Like, they're big enough to, like, where the saw can take it and tip it, and it can go somewhere, but at the same time, it's not heavy enough to, like, weigh itself down, sort of thing. So it's like the saw will just, like, take it wherever it wants it. Pretty good right there. Should be getting close. Got bone angle. Getting that straight line. You start seeing that, you know it's pretty much done. I mean, like I said, once you start seeing it come up like that, that's all it needs. Like, guys, like I said, and that's any sharpening guy. As soon as everybody's like, well, how many? And some people are like 6, some people are like 8. So no, it doesn't matter, guys. It depends on the tooth. Because some teeth need more filing to get fixed. And if the tooth isn't going straight, then it's not sharp. Even if you file it, it's not sharp. Even if you create a good groove. Because really, the biggest important part of cutting is this one tiny little spot right there. This tiny little spot right there. Out of the whole entire part of the chain, that and this raker are the two important parts of this chain. Because if the raker's too high, this will never cut. Because the wood's gonna ride right above it. If this isn't a point and this is sharp, it's gonna dull before the raker's it's just it isn't gonna cut. It's just gonna fucking it ain't gonna cut. It should be like smooth, you know. Which trust me, it's gonna be when we're done with it. Promise you that, guys. See, this one's pretty banged up. And again, we'll get some better views of this at one point. Well, maybe we won't. I don't know. Maybe we will. You guys tell me what you guys want, you know? Like, I don't mind pointing you guys. Because like I said, I like to cut. I like to do certain things. I don't mind doing these. But at the same time, if you guys really want me to, sure. I will do it if you guys request it. But at the same time, I don't mind, sending you guys to a guy who really knows what he's doing either. Like I said, I'm not... You know what I mean? I got plenty of content and plenty of ideas. I don't need to be doing, 100. Oh, see, guys, I don't know if you guys saw that, but I was going at the wrong angle. But that's okay. So, we made a mistake. This is what I'm talking about, guys. We're making a wrong mistake. We were not even following that angle at all. And you do want because, if you have one angle this way, one angle that way, oh, yeah. Your saw's definitely going to run. But now you're going to see this tooth is going to be a lot shorter than any of my other teeth because I messed up. So we're going to see how much does that really affect it. Now, another thing, whenever you're doing this, you always do want to go forward. You don't want to drag your thing back. Now, you could drag it back, but you don't want to like grind it. You're not going back and forth, back and forth. You're grinding one way, letting it. And a lot of guys, you can let it kind of go in here flimsy. That's okay. A lot of guys will do this. They'll go, something like that. I've just always gotten used to just pulling it and just kind of bringing it out. I don't know. That's just but you don't have to do it this way. And I think it's because I thought you couldn't do it the other way, or you just didn't want to do it the other way. So I think I did do it out of that, but now I've just gotten so used to it that even though I know you don't need to do it that way, I just do it that way. Yeah, see right here, this is all... See, you want to make sure you get that really good. You want to see that C in there. If you're not seeing that C, you want to get that C in there. Okay, guys? Just so you know, this is 30 degrees that we're doing these at. That's pretty standard. I'm sure there's some that are not, and I'm sure some guys will do other things too. Now, I have never ventured with, you know, doing the square filing. I've never really done any other angles. I've heard people talk about doing other angles and things like that, and how, you know, this one can do this and that one can do that. But nah, I just do everything pretty standard. I mean, maybe again, once I learn a little bit more, maybe I'll do a little bit more of that. I do want to start doing some modding. I don't know if there's any, I don't think there's really much I can do on this electric one, mind you. But you know what? Maybe we can juice her up to 120 volts, guys, you know? I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. I've done some electrical. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we can spice her up a little bit, you know? Might void the warranty, but we'll see. We'll see. We're not necessarily against voiding warranties over here sometimes, you know? Not if it's for the fans. You know, so if you guys tell me you guys want me to avoid a few warranties, like this is starting to look, I don't know, I think we're pretty good. It definitely looks like I've, you know, touched these teeth. So I don't see anything, and this is what I do when I think I've gotten to the end. I'll just kind of take a look, make sure we're all looking good. Because who knows, sometimes I might have missed one too. I've done that too before I missed one. Or maybe I just was too fast on one, didn't like it. Yeah, so I'm saying we're good right there, right? Now, this is your raker gauge. So you have 0.25 here, or you got the 0.30 here. Now, I don't really know when you do one or the other, to be honest. I just always do this one. Well, to be honest, I don't use this tool at all. I'm gonna show you guys how. Actually, no, I'm gonna show you guys how to use the tool, and I'm just gonna do it my way because I really don't like using this tool. And there are better ones than this one. Like I said, this one just came in my kit. I need all the files. It's going to be cheaper this way. So that's why we got this. But basically, you just hold this thing down like this. And then you're supposed to just go over like that. Right? Until you start rubbing on this. But one of the problems with this one is that this thing is so thin that it's like I'm already starting to carve into it. Like, and pretty good too. Like, it doesn't take, like, this is softer than your teeth in your tool. So if this is softer than your teeth in your tool, then, well, you're going to go through this before you go through those. So this thing gets very inaccurate very quick. So generally what I like to do is, this is a pretty brand new chain, right? The teeth were not that bad. They weren't. So all I'm going to do is just give a couple. Alright? Just give a couple. It doesn't have to be exact science. I'm just trying to get them all to kind of curve and look the way they want them to look. Now, if there is a tooth that I have ground down more than another tooth, that one, I will just do another hit or two of the file. Like, it's, guys, like I'm trying to keep explaining to you guys. It's not rocket science. It's really not. I mean, yes, you can use all these gauges and get the perfect chain. I get it, but like, I don't know that you need to. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to see, guys, it's going to cut pretty good, you know? I'm just giving like 2 or 3 goes. Because sometimes I might not push as hard. That's why I can't tell you to go 5 or go 6. If I don't push exactly the same on 5 or 6, that's what I'm saying. It's roughly 2 or 3. And again, if I take a little bit more off of another one, like, these are all pretty good. But you know there's that one. It's right here. You see them right here. We're going to have to go a little bit more because I took a little bit more off of them. And the more you take off, the more these rakes have to come down. Okay? So if you guys remember that, I mean, and you guys just give these things, you know, even out of the box, like even after as you grab this chain, you should you know, give a couple quick, whacks on these rakers, to be honest. They're almost always gonna, well, I mean, at least in my opinion, they're always gonna be too high. And you're gonna have to sharpen. Like, I probably could have gotten away with not sharpening this chain, and I could have probably just done the rakers, to be very honest. And this saw probably would have cut just fine. But at the same time, I wouldn't have gotten you guys to show you guys how to do this and how quick it is. I mean, again, it's hard to compare this to the other video because, you know, the other video, well, it was a lot bigger. This is like, I don't know even how many teeth this thing is. I think 40 something teeth. So it has like legitimately probably less than half as many teeth as the other one. I still, like I said, and again, I haven't done it this way. I was doing that Dremel for a bit, thinking that was, and again, on something like this, it probably could be faster, because this chain would have taken almost nothing. I could just went and just kind of nicked my rakers and it was fine. But at the same time, on that other chain, like I said, it wasn't really going for me. So I don't really know. And then again, I didn't mark it, but these are pretty easy, especially when you're the first time. After the first time, it might be a little bit hard telling, but your first time taking down some breakers, it's pretty easy to see. If you don't want to cut your hands, wear gloves. I mean, even today, I think I nicked myself. I don't know if you guys can see that a little bit right there. Because you just touch these things, they're sharp. They better be. Otherwise, you need to go back and do it again, but if you're doing your job correctly here, guys, yeah, you touch that chain, and again, it's too easy. Like, you see me, I'm even grabbing the chain and stuff. But I don't know. Okay, that's the chain. So that's our chain, guys. Without further ado, thank you for coming along. That's how you sharpen a chain, guys. It's simple. 5 30-second file on most chain, you'll see too. If you put the file in there, and it's gonna fit like that. It should feel like it fits very well. If it does not, or it feels like it's too small or too big, well, it probably is, right? That's what she said. So with that, guys, you guys have a great night, and yeah, I'll see you guys doing some carving. That's for sure. Let's go.